Gonna be okay? You gonna be okay? Whoops. Hey guys, it is a rainy day here. I had some joint pain this morning, so I knew that there was going to be some weather today. So it's later in the day and it's a Sunday and William's sick, which he's never sick. So you probably can hear him in the background coughing. He's never sick, and I swear he always gets sick at the worst times for him, which really stinks. But anyways, I had a really good conversation with one of my old youth group kids who's now in college yesterday, and it brought up something that I wanted to get off my chest. So yesterday we talked about a lot of things, but the resounding thing that kind of came out of it was authenticity, not hiding who you are. And this is a battle that I have been on for my entire life, because I love people. I love people. I've always loved people. Any of my aunts and uncles or cousins or anybody who knows me will know I just love people. I love being around people. So there's this people pleaser part of me that is wonderful for the rest of the world, but also really damaging for me and really for my real friendships and real relationships. And so we were talking about that yesterday, because there is definitely this new, like when you go off to college, there's this chance to reinvent yourself into this other person, which is funny because, as we all know who went through it, the reality is you are who you are. So reinventing yourself doesn't even really work, because eventually all your traits just come back out. So we were talking about, okay, so you're in this new place, and who are you gonna be? If you pretend to be this person that you're not, if you don't say what you believe, or you don't say how you really think, or what you like or what you don't like, or you agree with people just to agree with them because you want a friend, or eventually you're gonna realize that, wait a second, I'm exhausted because I'm not even being who I really am. And why am I even working so hard to be friends with this person or that person? Because I don't even like them either. I think that was the hardest lesson I had to learn. And I think my counselor's the one who said it, who was like, Elise, do you like everybody? Do you get along with everybody? And I stopped and I was like, oh wait, I don't. I don't get along with everybody, and I don't like everybody. And that's just the way it is. We're so individual, we're so unique. And that's the beauty of being these unique individual creations, is that I fit with one person, whereas another person fits with another person, and we can't be all friends anyways. Doesn't mean that I don't have to be nice to somebody I don't like, or don't enjoy being around, or don't give them multiple chances. But the reality is, you like who you like, and if you're pretending to be somebody who you aren't, then how does this person ever know who you really are? And they're not really liking you, they're liking this person that you put forward. So I think this causes a lot of depression and anxiety. I can see it myself. When I've been people pleasing too much, oh my goodness, I am so much more depressed. I'm so much more anxious. I end up taking it out on William because he's a safe place for me. And so it's just not fair, And the more I go on this journey, and the more I heal and figure out why I am the way I am, the more I just want to be myself. And I think it's so important because we are so unique. And I had this idea when I was younger that in order to be holy, in order to be a good person, I had to look a certain way, I had to act a certain way. And then as I got older, I've always had this wild child inside of me. I don't know how to describe it, but not that I am rebellious at times, but But there's this person inside of me that's just always been creative and kind of wild. I have a wild heart. My mom used to say that you're gonna need a guy who can tame you because I've always been like that. I used to be ashamed of that, and I'm not anymore, because that's who I am. And I love that I have a zest for life. I love that I have, sorry, I have a bird climbing on me. I love that I have a love of people, and I don't ever want that to change about myself. But for years, I really kind of hid that, and I became this person that I thought everybody else wanted. And then once I got out on my own, I started realizing I don't even like the way I dress. I don't even like the stuff I choose to say. This isn't me. Like, I had this wild person inside of me that was trying to get out. Went to actually one of my old youth group kids' hair salons. Well, she's an amazing hairstylist. Her and her girlfriend are amazing at hair. She shaved part of my head, and I kept being like, no, take more off. No, take more off. No, take more off. And so I just kept going and going. And then I came home with like I think it was two shaved sides, and I haven't gone back since. And then I kept getting more wild with my hair. And I mean, I've had my hair like every color. Now that started earlier, the coloring the hair, but I was, you know, purple, red, pink, and I finally felt like myself. Like, I finally felt like me. And the first time I actually stepped out was when I got my nose ring. I saw this old English lady in Steubenville, Ohio, AAA. She literally had an English accent, had this cute white hair, and had this tiny little nose ring. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's adorable. Like, I want to be a grandma with a nose ring, right? So I went and I got a nose ring, and I've had it ever since. I've had it for years, and I love it. This is the first time I'm wearing this hoop, so my birds don't die and they like love to pull it out and then like almost swallow it. And side note, that was totally a random tangent, but I started experimenting with my outfits and my hair and everything. And as I started to do this like external, you know, exploration, it became very internal as well. And I started to realize so much about myself, that I had been living so much for other people's opinions and what they thought of me rather than being who I really was. And the reality is, people are gonna get upset at you for what you believe. People are gonna get upset over anything, because that's what people do. I mean, I do it too. We all do it. But the reality is, we need to be who we are, no matter who that is. Like, it's a journey to discover that, but we were created for such an individual purpose. And if we hide that, if we hide this beautiful masterpiece that we are, the world is missing out. You're missing out, you know? There's this lack of freedom that you have, because you're always in this contained box. I was afraid to go to church, you know, after I got a tattoo. I was afraid to go to church after, you know, I had crazy wild hair. And let me tell you, I was like the perfect like church lady. My mom always took me to church with her, and all the church lady loved me because I was little and I was cute, and I always went to church with my mom. And so old church ladies are like my fave. And when I went in church for the first time and I got some looks for sure, but it was a freedom that I felt because I was so ashamed, you know, and I realized this pattern about myself that like every time I tried something new, I was ashamed almost of it. I thought everybody was looking at me, which is so funny. We're so self-absorbed because nobody's really looking at you, except probably when you have bright red hair like I did, and shaved sides, which I still have. I don't know if you can see it with this on. My hair is kind of dirty. Oh, I got a birdie trying to bite my feet. Hey, 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 hey. Hi, baby. Yeah. Oh, you sassy? You being sassy? Oh, no, don't get so sassy. When he gets sassy, his feathers flare like right by his neck, and it's really funny. He starts like talking back at you. Yeah, you're down here on my knee? Okay. You wanna go there? Go ahead. Awesome. My whole point in saying all this is that you're just like a beautiful, amazing, unique person. And whatever you like, the desires of your heart, the things that you are talented at, like the things that make you individual, even like the weirdness. I am such a weirdo. Like I'm a weird combination. Like I love sci-fi. I like dressing up. I like art, I like music, I like snuggling, I like obsessed with animals. If you haven't gotten that already, I have like a million of animals. It's just so much that I could say now about myself because I've figured out who I am. I don't know if you can hear William hacking in the background, poor baby. I'm telling you, it's just, I want you to be yourself, and I want you to stop hiding who you are for people, because we're afraid of confrontation, we're afraid of reactions. But the reality is, when you show yourself, even if it's contrary to the people around you, then everyone grows. Everyone grows. Like, if you hide who you are, nobody ever has a chance to grow. Friction causes fire. Like, and fire to me is a good thing. To me, I've always been a fire starter. Like, God uses me in these ways where I think I'm going to be places long term, but he puts me down in a place, he gets me to start a fire, and then he moves me on. And I think that's what all of us need to be fire starters. Be unapologetically yourself. You don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to be a jerk about it, you know? Uh-oh, my light just went off. My whole point in saying all this is be unapologetically who you are. The only way you're going to have authentic relationships, the only way you're going to be truly happy is if you are who you are. The reality is we're growing beings. We should always be on a journey of growth to become better, more loving, more selfless people. But you can't grow if you're not honest with who you are. I hope to the good Lord that I am an old lady with crazy hair, with tattoos. Well, I definitely am going to have tattoos because I already have them. But some crazy lady. There's all kinds of people that I just love who are free to be who they are. They don't care what people think. They don't care who's around, and they just are themselves. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that as they just have fun. They are who they are, and they're joyful because of it. So no matter who you are, what you like, embrace it. If you want to wear a certain type of clothes that's not on trend, then be yourself, be original. Stop being what other people want you to be. Just be who you are, because you're amazing and you're beautiful. And honestly, I'd rather have one true friend that really knows who I am rather than a million who don't know me at all. Make your mark. Be an individual. Be the person that you were created to be. Don't be afraid. Stop hiding. Be fearless. And show us what you got. That's it for today. I love you guys. Hope that you are having a wonderful day. And I'm going to go snuggle with my husband and try to help him feel better.
I never give up. It's no, I never give up. I do what I do. I never give up. What is on you? I do always what I like. I never give up.